Okay, so Kim just got back from vacation, and this is the most tan I've ever seen you. I mean, hello, color. So I am going to do a beautiful skin look on you today. This is going to be just some education for anyone who, not that we're aging because we are still, in our 20s or so we think, but some tips for those who, as we start to age and show signs of aging, again, not that you're aging, but just tips on keeping our skin looking young. So you just came back from vacation. Mm-hmm. You're tan. Were you wearing your sunscreen?
Yes.
Good. So she got her sun the natural and hopefully progressive way. So always wear your sunscreen every single day. I always recommend at least an SPF 30. If you don't understand the way sunscreens work, you want to try and go for something with that PA plus system. That way you're getting protected from your aging rays and your burning rays, the UVA rays and the UVB rays. That's really, really important to keeping our skin looking young. The other thing that's really important is serums. So using a hydrating serum, do you tend to you used to be oily, but are you a little bit more dry these days? Or are you still a little oily? Whatever? Mm-hmm. She's like, I have no idea. Well, I'll be able to feel when I start putting skincare on.
Not as oily as I used to be.
Yeah, you actually feel pretty normal. So those of you with oily skin, the good thing is that usually you don't have as many signs of aging as early on as if you were dry. So dry skin, we got to really take care of our skin if we're dry because you will get more wrinkles. Sorry, it's just kind of how it goes. So this is a hydrating serum. It's actually one I got when I was in Korea, but it's by a brand called Innisfree, and they are available in the United States now, which I love. This is their green tea moisturizer. Green tea seed serum. What I love about green tea is it's packed full of antioxidants. So antioxidants, if you are not aware, they protect your skin against free radical damage. So it's anti-aging. If you don't know what free radicals are, the best way to describe it is they are molecules floating in the air that are distorted. They are damaged. So they want to become whole, and they need to pull from whatever they land on and make themselves whole. So that's kind of how rust is caused, say on like an old car or an old boat, because these free radicals floating in the air are kind of pulling and creating that rust. That happens on our skin as well. Those free radicals land on our skin, or our skin is exposed to those free radicals, and the free radicals damage our skin because they are pulling the nutrients and what we need in our skin to make that free radical whole. So we want to protect against free radical damage using something with antioxidants like green tea, vitamin C, those types of things are really, really great for protecting against free radical damage. So we don't want to cause wrinkles because of free radicals. Another really important step when we get into our 30s and even your 20s is eye cream. So using eye cream around your orbital bone, I always apply it with my ring finger just to hydrate this area. This will prevent against crow's feet and really plump and hydrate this area so that when you apply concealer, it doesn't look dry and cakey. It'll help with puffiness, dark circles, anything to kind of make ourselves not look as beautiful as we can. So using eye cream morning and night is really, really important. Last but not least is always moisturize. Morning and night, even if you're oily. A lot of oily people won't moisturize because you feel like you have too much moisture in your skin, but sometimes you're dehydrated on the top layer. So your skin will actually produce more oils because it's thinking it's dehydrated, or it is dehydrated. So hydrating your skin topically is really, really great for controlling oil production. This is Dr. Brand's hyaluronic acid facial cream, or hyaluronic facial cream. I love this one because it absorbs really nicely into the skin. Hyaluronic acid is a molecule naturally found in your skin that basically absorbs 1,000 times its weight in water. So it's like a little sponge. You know when you get your beauty blender and it's small and then you get it wet and you kind of work it and it doubles in size? That is kind of like a hyaluronic acid molecule. So if you imagine a bunch of little beauty blenders in the top layer of your skin, what happens when they double in size or plump up? It plumps fine lines and wrinkles. What's also great is it pulls moisture from the air. So like I said, it holds 1,000 times its weight in water. So those molecules are pulling moisture from the air throughout the day and keeping your skin nice and hydrated. So if you are dry or if you have early signs of aging, fine lines, wrinkles, hyaluronic acid is a really important ingredient to look for in your skincare. Okay, so now that I have thrown so much information at you, did you retain all that?
Some of it.
Okay, well, you have a video you can rewatch later, okay?
Good.
Now that I have thrown so much skincare knowledge at you, let's make her face look as beautiful as it can be. She has this gorgeous tan, so I am going to work with her tan, but I'm going to create dimension and just show you a really easy way to create a beautiful complexion look that looks natural but also has dimension. Okay, so I'm just going to guess that this color is going to work for her. Hopefully it does. This is NARS Sheer Glow. Might be a little yellow for her, so we might need to add a tiny bit of pink in there, but again, she's very tan right now. I'm not used to seeing you this tan. So where the sun naturally hits is along the forehead. So that's where we want to start with the deepest color. And I like to get it right into the hairline so it looks really natural. Her nose has also got some color on it right now, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that deeper color there. I'm also going to bring some of the deeper color on her cheeks and kind of into that place that we would contour, the hollows of her cheeks, again to create some dimension. And then I'm going to bring it onto her neck because a lot of times our neck is shaded. So see how she's a little bit lighter in the center of her neck? So I want to add that color back in, and this will just help to create continuity throughout the face. And I'm using a rounded foundation brush. This one is by Sigma. It's the Concealer Blend Kabuki. Concealer Blend Kabuki F79 brush. And then turn this way towards me. So same thing on this side, just getting that nice tan color throughout her cheeks. So now she looks nice and tan, and now I'm going to create a little bit of lightness and brightness throughout the center of her face. So for that, I'm starting out with the Elcie concealer in tan. This is the Complete Remedy Silk Concealer. And I'm going to start, again, center of her face. I'm going to use a fluffier brush to blend because this is a concealer. It has a little bit more coverage. Down her nose, inner corners, pulling that out. All around her nose. And this brush is another Sigma brush. It's the P89 Bake Precision. I love this one because
it jumps at you.
because now I have a spot. Thank goodness I have this cover up. All right, we're just going to go with that. I normally don't throw brushes. I do love this brush because it has a like an angle so you can really pack on and then blend at the same time. So always a fan of angles. All right, since this has a lot of like kind of that, I don't want to say orange, but warmer tones, I do want to highlight with a even lighter color and get the rest of her so I can bring even more dimension. Okay, so I'm going to go in with NARS Tiramisu in the Radiant Creamy Concealer. And I'm going to apply it under her eyes. And I'm using this fluffier brush because I'm kind of highlighting with it and I want it to be a little bit lighter of an application. So creating that triangle under her eyes from underneath her eyes outward to the top of her cheekbone and down along the sides of her nose. And same thing on the other side, look up. So right under the eye, inner corners. Pulling it outward and then bringing it down and just blending. Also going to take the same color through the center of her nose to highlight. A little bit in the center of her forehead to highlight. Chin. Right in these inner corners too. So this is a big brush, so you kind of have to be careful not to poke them in the eye. Kim's one of my besties, so she'd forgive me, but. So if you've noticed, I haven't even done anything along her jawline yet. I've just kind of worked the center of her face and the perimeter of the top area. So now I need to go in and give a little bit of coverage to the outside and the bottom. I took a lighter color and I'm going to mix it with that to kind of create my own, because I like to custom blend. So I'm going to do just a little bit along here. And the shades that I am blending are NARS Sheer Glow in Fiji and one of their new ones called, Syracuse. So Fiji and Syracuse, I am blending for her jawline color. And I'm still using that kind of fluffier synthetic brush. This one is one I use to kind of blend concealer, or I'll use it to apply highlighter. It's kind of a multitasking brush. Get a little bit down on your neck to bring those colors all together. And I'm just taking my finger and kind of pressing in where I feel like it needs just a little more smoothing, but your skin looks amazing. Okay, so now we've created dimension with foundation. I'm going to also go in and give a little contour. This is one of my new favorite palettes. This is by, I don't know how to say if it's Guys or Guise, I'm so sorry. But it's the Face FX palette. They have a few different levels of tones. This is the Moonlight series. So this is ideal for light skin, yes. So I really love this palette because there is a cooler shade and a warmer shade. So the cooler shade can be used to contour and create dimension, and the warmer shade can be used to add some color, some warmth to the look. So I'm kind of chiseling out her cheekbone. I'm also doing a little bit along her jaw just to kind of create that shadow. We'll do so on the other side. So just right here along this jaw is just to kind of create a little bit of a shadow. And you want to use a cooler tone for this, but you have to be careful because it can't be too dark. You don't want to look like you got a beard going on. No thanks. Not at all. All right, so then we're going to chisel out your cheeks a little bit. And I'm using just like a small angled blush brush. This is what I typically like to contour with because I have a lot of control with it. When I'm using powders, I like to layer and build. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit to her nose. I don't like a huge nose contour, but I know some of y'all do, so. Using a fluffier brush, just kind of add a little bit. But we have already highlighted the center of her nose, so she's got a little bit going on. And then I can also just shade underneath and pull it down, and this is what makes it look like a natural shadow and not a line on your neck. Taking that warmer shade mixed with the cooler shade, I can also give a little bit more dimension to her forehead, even though she is very tan from her trip already, so. She's so bronzed and highlighted and contoured, but now I feel like we need a little color. So I'm gonna add a little bit of blush, and these are the Tarte Amazonian clay blushes. I love them because I can mix and match and kind of create the perfect tone. So I'm just kind of applying a little bit on her cheeks and blending out. And I'm kind of choosing a tone that goes with her hair color, but also with her skin tone. All right, everyone knows I love a glow. Glowy skin makes you look younger. So this is Anastasia So Hollywood Illuminator. Give a little bit to your upper lip for fun. A little down there. Cheeks. And the only other thing I want to do to Miss Kim is your brows. And I know you never do your brows, but never. She doesn't do her brows at all. You don't pluck them. Nope. You don't shape them. You don't fill them in.
Nothing.
But I'm going to today, guys. I know they are what they are. Or they are what they could be.
Sure.
Well, you're in my chair, and I get to do your brows.
Your brows need some work. That's what she's saying.
So, Kim is a product of the 90s.
No, I was born in the 80s.
I know, but you plucked your brows in the 90s.
Sure.
Right? You weren't plucking your brows the first 10 years of your life.
I don't think I've ever plucked my brows.
These are just your natural brows? You never plucked them?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to give them a little more oomph, a little more pizzazz. I won't make them too thick.
I mean, a couple strays here and there, but never done anything to them, really.
Oh, okay. So you're just blessed with naturally thinner brows.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we are going to... You're like, what is that?
Yeah, is that a pen? Like, I don't know what that is.
It's a pencil.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just going to enhance, as she lifts her brows, I'm going to enhance her shape a little bit. This is the Dior Brow Styler, and what I love about this pencil is that it's a little bit firmer, so you get a really natural finish because it's not waxy, you're not seeing any product, it's just creating shadow. This one is just so pretty. It has a beautiful shape to it. She has a nice arch going on right here. I extended it a little bit here. I extended it a little bit here. And it just really frames and shapes her eye. It gives a nice finish to her look. Oh, so much better. Brows make me happy. I just got happy. Okay. So her complexion is done, her brows are done, she had a light eyeshadow on, we can add a tiny bit of liner and a lip, and she is all complete for the day. Okay, so I went ahead and completed Kim off camera. We did a tiny bit of brown eyeliner on the waterline and on the bottom, outer corners, and added a little bit of a lip. So this is her completed look. She's tan from her vacation, but we were able to create dimension and keep her looking young as we are moving into our 30s and, dare I say it? Nope, into our 30s. So I hope you guys learned something from the skincare tips. Remember, hydration is key, antioxidants, super important. Using your eye cream, wearing your SPF every single day will keep you looking young. And as far as complexion goes, we did all of that skincare. Then we created a little bit of dimension by using a darker color along the forehead, cheeks, nose, chin, down on the neck. And then we highlighted through the center of the face, again, to create that dimension. Right under the eyes, creating that triangle there. I went ahead and custom blended a color for her jawline to really create a smooth transition, but also keeping it looking really natural. We added a contour with the Guise or Guise FX palette, and we kind of contoured the cheekbone. I contoured a little bit along the jaw, around her forehead and the hairline, a tiny bit along the nose, and then of course we highlighted and gave her a little bit of blush. So I didn't set anything with a powder. If you'll notice, if she does get shiny throughout the day, that's something we can use, but as you age, using less powder will keep you looking younger. So we wanna look hydrated and beautiful, but we do also want it to last. So if your makeup doesn't last, you can definitely use a very light setting powder as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video with me and my bestie Kim, and I hope you learned something, and we'll see you next time. Thanks again for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below what you want to see next. All of the products used in my video are also linked below. And if you want to see more, follow me anywhere at Joe Powell Glam. Thanks again.